I believe that there are some microphones out there that automatically adjust based on the levels of the first person to make a noise.
Mm-hmm. Anyway. All right, breaking news. I just heard.
Okay.
Breaking news. NAPC date was announced. Did you hear about this?
Yes, I did.
You did. How?
I may have been in the meeting when it was decided.
What meeting?
The meet.
All right. NAPC, Labor Day weekend. Get ready. Now. Turn off the video. Go get ready. Start doing push-ups, jump squats, whatever you got to do. Just kidding. Keep watching, please. Okay.
You just ruined our followers.
They're
They're all doing push-ups now. Jump squats, push-ups.
Anyway, I wanted to ask you, actually, came up last week was Adam Dunlap, the Confessions tape. If you haven't seen it yet.
Confessions tape.
I don't really think that, I want to ask you, do you, you watched the whole thing, so you care?
Yeah, I watched the whole thing,
Okay.
yeah.
That was pretty much my question.
No, you see, you made a post that was like, Adam Dunlap puts out another confession video, but does anyone care? It's like, yeah, I watched the whole thing.
Well,
I cared enough to watch 25 minutes of him talking about and defending his ideas or his actions.
What I mean is that I think a lot of the people that have things against him aren't going to watch it and don't care about what he has to say about it.
Yeah, maybe. I think there's also people out there that do the same, that really want to see what he says. You know? Like, I have no really, anything against Adam, personally, or, I mean, even, all of the actions that are, questionable, I don't really care. It's, the least of my concerns. I think the whole, conflict is hilarious, and I follow it, and that's why I watched the confession video, or whatever you want to call it. So, I mean, it was entertaining to me. Do you buy his explanations?
He runs through the whole David Bell thing really quickly. Just kind of you're together, and I mean that's fine, because he has to protect. Maybe David Bell is the one that did something weird in that relationship, and he's protecting him or whatever, being professional. Because there's two sides to that. But as far as the thing for domain names, I still don't feel like he explains it. I still don't feel like he really owns it.
I don't care about the domain names.
Really, if you bought TomCoppola.com.
I mean, he said
and you just happened upon it.
Okay, so first of all, TomCoppola.com is taken by some random Christian musician who
you told me
has terrible music, by the way. But yeah, so that aside, whatever. But if he did own TomCoppola.com, the thing is, he said he gave the domain to Ilibaka, and he gave it to whoever wanted it, I guess.
Yeah.
And so I don't know, it doesn't matter anymore. Seriously, let it go. According to him, if you wanted the domain, you could have just gotten it from him. And yeah, I don't know. I mean, I understand the shadiness of linking Take Flight to those names and stuff. And yeah, I mean, I think that's kind of okay, well, you're clearly using somebody else's name to promote your product, which is pretty sketchy. But I think it's clear that he made a mistake. I mean, I guess he hasn't fully owned up to it, but whatever. To me, I don't really care.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you don't care?
I don't. I really don't. I really don't.
But you watched the whole thing.
No, but because it's entertaining to me. He has such an interesting demeanor. Just the way he behaves, it's very interesting.
It is.
It's not. And when we met him, I felt he was very. He was very turned off most of the time, and then when it was like time to talk, it was like, this is me storytelling and trying to like, you know, and it was very interesting. Like, he doesn't have the same attitude that most parkour people I've met do. I don't have the same camaraderie, which I don't know. Like, maybe it's because he doesn't do parkour, or you know, or you know, something along those lines. I don't know. But he has a very interesting demeanor to me, and I think that's what entertains me about the whole situation.
I think the interesting thing about the video, for people that haven't watched it, is that he comes out and says, we're going to start sponsoring events and communities and doing all these things, right? I actually got an email from him. I haven't responded yet, so there's not much I can say as far as a follow-up. But so it seems like he's actually going to be following up on this. He's not just saying stuff, or he's at least trying to reach out to certain groups. So I guess certain people expect an email from Adam Dunlap, because he's trying to be a man of his word right now.
Well, like, I know he sponsored, like, he gives money to athletes. Like, Toby from Store was on his payroll. I'm guessing Joey, Danny, DeAndre. Am I missing anybody who's on the team? Doesn't matter. And then there's also like Shade. You know, Shade's a lot. He's like sponsored by Take Flight. I know he gets money. And then there was a few Art of Motion people that were sponsored by Take Flight. Again, getting money, which is awesome. Like, I'm not into the Take Flight like products. Like, I'm not interested in their clothing. I'm not interested in like what they're selling. But I am very interested in them being, you know, one of the only, if not the only, clothing company that actually provides funds for athletes. Although Modus Project just sponsored Joseph Marks, and I believe that, I correct me if I'm wrong, Giles, I know you're watching, but I believe that Giles is probably giving him money for, you know, sponsorship. I don't know how much, but I don't know. That's the direction things need to start going in parkour, where, you know, companies are taking money and then giving it to athletes to be athletes.
Did you actually check out their shoe, the new Ultra? Have you watched any videos? Or?
Yeah, I mean, kind of, not really. Okay. Yeah. I saw them in person when we were in Portland. They were all wearing them.
Oh, I didn't even really notice.
I don't know if they were just prototypes or if they were the final product, but yeah, I mean, they look like tigers. I don't know, like, that's what they look like to me, so.
All right. Well, speaking of another massive company with a shoe, Tempest Free Running just opened up another gym. And
that was an interesting segue. I like that segue.
You like that one?
Speaking of big companies with shoes, Tempest opened a gym.
It's got to be, you know, get in there. So do you know if is Jared going to that one, or?
Yeah, I think he was there today.
Okay, so we'll
I don't know. I
ask him about it.
Haven't fully talked to him, but I think he was there today. Yeah.
Cool.
Hopefully he gives us some insight on it. I did talk to somebody about somebody who was there at the San Diego location, and they didn't like it.
Why?
I don't know. I didn't dig too deep, but they were just like, it's like not that good. Maybe it's just a layout. Like, I saw some photos of like the bars. It looks very boxy and like not that interesting. I mean, they have the plane, and that's like connected to the spring floor. And I don't know how big the spring floor is, if it's like smaller than the other ones. And then, but I mean, I can't tell you anything about it based on what I've seen from photos, other than like my initial impression. Yeah, I don't know. It looks very polished, and that's kind of what they've.
That's their thing.
That's their things. They have very polished facilities, and you know, I like the themes. I think that's interesting too.
I want to talk about the airplane a little bit.
Go for it. Yeah,
please. I just want to ask you this though.
Yeah.
So, parkour gyms, parkour parks, kind of similar to skate parks. A lot of times you have skate parks where they have your custom kind of standardized structures. And then you have stuff. I think we did a performance kind of at a skate park once, where they had this obelisk-looking thing that was
weird.
in the middle.
I don't even know what that is.
It was on its side. yeah, what do you think of the plane? Like, do you think those things are good features, or would you rather see more stuff like this standard bar setups and vaultable walls and things?
I like that it's a different surface. It's a different surface in the facility. It opens up a different type of movement, and it's based on, I guess it's based on that plane yard that they shot the takeover at.
Yeah.
And so it in that sense, I kind of like it as, okay, it's a different surface. But when I first saw they were building it, I was like, that's dumb. I don't know why, but it was just my immediate reaction was like, that's dumb. And like, now that I'm thinking about it, it's like, it's not that dumb. I just don't know what, based on what I was looking at, what I've seen from photos, videos, I don't know what new or different options it actually presents to athletes. I think it's just kind of like, we've got a plane.
Yeah, it might just be an aesthetic feature for them.
Yeah, and that's cool.
Like,
and
have
again,
you seen our fountain?
Yeah. Again, it's a different surface. It's rounded. It's like something you don't encounter all the time, but it's based on a real life thing. So in that sense, it's cool to me. But like, I guess I just have to wait for videos of people doing something cool with it, and for me to like really make an opinion based on it. But yeah, I will say that when I first saw it, I was like, that's kind of dumb.
Yeah, it is out there.
Yeah,
for sure. Yeah. It's almost. I kind of felt the same way when they made in their first gym. There was like the Kaleido Land. They had these kind of very, they have all the different painting styles and stuff they do, like the Minecraft and Lego and Mario Land. But the Kaleido Land was just a bunch of weird slants and stuff, and I was like, that's cool, but I don't know, like, what I would do. You don't actually see it used that much in videos. You don't see people use it that much. So it's almost like it doesn't seem like it really panned out for them. But
yeah, well, I think basically it was like they had that corner of the gym open initially, and then they were like, oh, we have this space, let's throw something in there. And maybe, they're just like, oh, let's make something really wacky and different. And yeah, I don't know. I've seen Daryl do some stuff on Kaleido Land, but usually it's kind of on the outskirts of it. It's not like embedded in it. So yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, it's more of it doesn't even seem like it's their style really, because like Tempest is kind of known for the trick type moves, like do something tricky with a very mundane structure versus traverse this very wacky, more kind of driven towards parkour structure.
I mean, but is it even more driven towards parkour? Because it's like, again, it's set up in a way that's like not standard.
No, it's almost like a treat. It's just random slants and odd surfaces, which can be interesting, but it just depends if it's being used or not.
Yeah, maybe it isn't being used.
Anyway, enough about Tempest. You still got a little bit of a tan.
No,
I think.
Don't.
Yeah, you do. I think it's like this color is like just like bringing it out in you a little bit.
I don't have a tan.
See, and like your face getting red now, so it's like coming out more. Anyway, you were in the sun. Well, I was here in the cold rain for weeks. How was your trip?
The trip, so the trip was good. It was mostly family time, but I got a chance to train a couple times. Florida was absolutely ridiculously warm this winter. In fact, it was warmer on Christmas Day than it was on July 25th of the same year in Florida.
You got the Celsius? You got the,
no, I don't.
You don't got the Celsius?
I'm freaking out. No, it was 84 degrees, I think. Which is,
I don't know what that is. So.
Which I could do the math, but it takes me a while. Anyway,
there were some peeps there.
There was some peeps there. So January peoples. So Jay Siley has like friends from, Colorado, and Max Henry also from New York. They were going down to Clearwater where he lives to to just hang out and train. It's kind of like vacation, but they do some training as well. And yeah, I hung out with them for a few days.
Are they all staying at Jace's place, or are they?
Yeah, they were all staying at Jace's, which is in Clearwater, which is like a 45-minute drive for me to get out there, and I don't have a car, so it's like it was hard to like meet up with them. But when I did get a chance to meet up with them, it was fun. It was good times. So it was Brandon Douglas, Dante Grazioli, Ross Allen, and Mike Lobato, who that was the first time I met him. So, but yeah, and then Max Henry came down like the day before I left, so I got to see him like for a few hours and train. And then I also trained with Daniel Arroyo, so that was fun. Haven't seen him in like 2 years at least. But there was a lot of, not training and shit talking. Oh, that was fun. I feel
any hot topics specifically?
Hot topics. I'm not gonna bring up any of the topics that we talked about, but I will trash talk Dante.
Oh.
Well, it was not trash talk. It was just hilarious to me. Dante got drunk for like the second time when I was with him. It was on New Year's, and he was trying to do back tucks, and he wasn't landing them.
we just lost a viewer.
Did we?
Yeah. Quite possibly the most important one.
It was you know what? It was so entertaining to be around him. Yeah, it was
just
so fun.
In general.
In general. No. He had like a when he was.
Oh, okay.
No, he had like we had a 45-minute conversation with Jace's girlfriend about where she worked. Like what they serve there and like the demographic that goes there. It was the most mundane topic, but it was very entertaining.
So you went for a vacation basically to see your parents.
Yeah.
Traveled a little bit to meet up with some parkour people and ended up vacationing with parkour people.
Mostly vacationing with parkour people. I mean, yeah, like I trained like a little bit and I got like 2 Instagrams. That's how much I trained. I trained 2 Instagrams. Basically, what's in those videos is what I did, which isn't much.
Minus the attempts.
Unless
you flashed them all.
Well, just a few attempts. But yeah, no, it was a good time. I was like hanging out with those people. Definitely different types of different personality than what I'm used to.
So a lot of them stuck around for. There's another gym that opened. In Orlando?
Mm-hmm. It's called Urban Ninja.
I was going to say Ninja something.
Yeah.
There's a couple ninja gyms now.
Yeah, this is the third parkour ninja gym as far as I know, but it's probably more. Mm-hmm. Yeah. But I'm sure part of the whole thing is they're trying to get the Ninja Warrior demographic.
It looks actually more like a parkour gym.
It does. Yeah. It actually does. Yeah.
In spite of like some of the build looking sketchy, and Caleb fell from a bar in there. Almost died because one of the bars spun. Yeah. He landed straight on his head, got concussed, I think. So yeah, hopefully I hate seeing stuff like that. I hate I don't know. Equipment failure. Yeah, when you see it was Foskey who fell through a stage at a competition. Yeah, that's unacceptable. Absolutely unacceptable. Yeah. I don't know if they were trying to save money on materials when they were building that, but no, that's ridiculous that even happens in a competition when you're setting that up. No, absolutely unacceptable. I mean, he was fine, but imagine if he wasn't. Mm-hmm. Yeah, imagine, and same with Caleb. Same thing. Yeah, like he said he got a concussion or something, but degrees. I know people that got concussions that are out for 6 to 8 months. Oh yeah, and. One of the things I tell people when they come into the gym is that the safest stuff is the things we built because they're solid. We tested them and we went through a lot of work and a lot of talking and planning to make sure everything's solid. The unsafe stuff is the gymnastics crap we bring in. Yeah. The foam blocks and the mini tramp and everything. That's usually the stuff people hurt themselves on. Yeah. Not the stuff we built. So when you start seeing parkour gyms that are built out of faulty equipment, Not good.
No, it's concerning.
Mm.
It's because like we're already doing complex enough things with our bodies to have the equipment like all of a sudden be like wobbly or faulty in some way doesn't help our case for like parkour being, oh no, it's safe.
Yeah.
So I wanted to bring up topic. Ryan Ford and Ben Muschalt, I don't know if I'm saying his last name correctly, they just released Parkour Strength Training book. Parkour Strength Training.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool. Yeah. So like, now that piece of media is out there, do you think that's a good thing for parkour, or what's your view on that?
For parkour, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Expound on that, please.
Put me on the spot here. Yeah, it's because Ben, first of all, I want to say Ben had another book before that.
Right.
It was Parkour Conditioning, I think.
I think so, yeah.
And I felt like that one probably, I haven't even looked at the Parkour Strength Training book.
Okay, yeah. So
first of all, let's put that out there.
Yeah.
I haven't even looked at it
You
yet.
saw the cover though.
Saw the cover. We'll get into that. Saw the cover. But as far as the inside of the book or anything or the information, don't know anything about it. As far as parkour conditioning, I looked at that one a little bit, and it's a basic conditioning book. There's not a whole lot of parkour things in there. So hopefully, Ryan Ford is I think, has more parkour knowledge than Ben. So there's probably more to do with parkour in this book than the previous one.
I think he definitely has more knowledge.
Yeah, so it's like, I kind of feel like it's an upgraded like volume 2 of what Ben put out years ago. So yeah, it's an improvement. It's a step in the right direction. It's probably got a bunch of stuff in there for someone starting out that they could, pick up on. Yeah.
I think more than anything, it's going to bring in people who aren't necessarily parkour people and be like, oh, like this is an exercise I can do to like be fit and be like a parkour guy.
Yeah.
Like gymnastics bodies. Like I read gymnastics bodies. I'm not a gymnast. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
it's a tool for people who are like interested in strength training, just like to add something to their conditioning.
I think that's more the niche. Although there's been a lot of people like I've just seen or post comments that they're buying it that are
parkour
that are
people.
parkour
Yeah.
people.
Well, you're still gonna see that, of course. Do you think it's gonna be useful for elite athletes, like people who are at the highest level?
Haven't read it.
Okay.
Haven't read it. Judging by most of the stuff that like Demon Drills videos, I would say no. Like unless you're really uninformed about strength training and all that sort of thing. Like if I'm Max Henry or Caleb Iliano or Mitch Todorovic or Chris Roat or someone like that who's already knows the ins and out, or I could go on with people's names, but I think most elite parkour athletes are better off keeping doing what they're doing right now. It's almost survival of the fittest at this point, but if you're if you're elite, but
Yeah. Cool.
What was on the cover?
No, I don't know. It's just just a parkour athlete.
So I do have a bit of problem with that.
Okay.
And I think you'd agree. I know you agree. Yeah, the cover, we have her name's Kira on the cover, who's kind of stated as a pole dancer / parkour athlete. And I just think it would have been a better choice to actually put if you want to go with a girl, if you want to go with a female on the cover, then I just think it would be better if it was someone who's better known in the parkour community, kind of display that they actually do parkour.
Right.
I've seen zero evidence of Kira doing parkour other than I think maybe a climb up.
I've seen her do a flyaway.
Okay. Gymnastics.
Right. Well, yeah. I mean, it's interesting because I think the choice of using her is, it's pretty clear, like she's like an attractive, hypermobile, athlete who like dabbles in parkour. So like when he has examples of certain exercises, he knows she's going to be capable of getting into the position. So like I understand like that's probably mostly why he used her, and she's attractive. It's going to draw attention. It's like and a girl doing parkour too, right? There's all those factors involved, but yeah, like to me it's like deceptive. It's like, well, she can do all these crazy.
She's a contortionist.
Yeah.
Like that's part of it.
Well, yeah, she can do all these crazy moves, like the dragon pistol or whatever, like where it requires crazy hypermobility. But like, do you think Dylan Baker can do a dragon pistol? Like Brandon Douglas can like almost do one, I think. But he's also freakishly hypermobile. Yeah. But why not use him?
Yeah, or any elite jumper. Someone who's actually good at parkour. Who's actually a good.
Somebody who's like a representative of the actual performance, that has the performance attributes you're trying to develop using these methods, right? To me, it just makes way more sense. Yeah. So yeah, that's my view on it.
No, that's I think that's enough said, right? Like, I haven't read the book. I don't know what sort of information's in it. As far as imagery and as far as all the stuff that he continues to put on in Demon Drills is a lot of times featuring her, and I think it would just be cool to see if she can actually do parkour, because it's really hard to say, hey, these exercises are great for parkour, when the person you're going to demonstrate it, like there's no evidence of that she actually is benefiting from them. Like if it's actually improving her jumping power or actually improving, her landing ability or just all of these claims that are kind of in each one, I think it would just make him be able to make those points a little bit stronger if if the person was actually a known parkour athlete, or not even known, but there's some evidence of that.
I also I wonder too, like if people will like see like some of like the photos in there of her being very mobile, like having like full splits or whatever, and be like, oh, like that's what it takes, like that's like the highest level of parkour, is being able to do full splits and this and that. And just be like not necessarily turned off from like trying to get there, but just being like, oh, like that's what a high level parkour, being misled into understanding what a high level parkour, like, oh, I should be trying, like instead of improving certain attributes that will actually help your parkour, instead you get distracted by trying to be a hypermobile person, right?
Like I said, she's like pole dancing, like that's a contortionist type activity.
And I'm not saying you shouldn't aim to be more mobile, right? That's of course important, but it's only one small part of a greater picture.
Yeah, she's specialized in this already.
Right.
It's like in parkour, you shouldn't be like, sure, work on your mobility, work on your flexibility and stuff. Don't specialize in that, because there's so much more to if that's all you can do, like, oh cool, I'm the guy that does splits on stuff and V-sits and things. It's like, okay, well, where's the actual fast, efficient moving from A to B part, or doing tricks from A to, where's that part? So
well, I mean, we haven't seen the book yet, so like well, maybe the information in it is really good, so we'll see. I just want to bring up one more topic. Parkour Fight Club.
You mean Parkour KFC?
Parkour KFC.
Parkour Kentucky Fried Chicken. That's that's what I saw when I first read it. I was like, what is this?
PKFC.
Yeah.
Okay, I see what you did there. Okay, so PKFC is
This is actually the theme music for Parkour Fight Club, I think. Yeah.
Okay, I like it. So Parkour Fight Club. How do you feel
about this? Not supposed to talk about Parkour Fight Club.
Oh crap, we're not. Wait, no, that's not in the rules. It was written nowhere except for in comments.
Yeah. Is it an open group or is it?
I actually don't even know.
All right.
But Dante and actually it was a bunch of the people I was hanging out with in Florida. They kind of made this.
Were they
this
talking
group.
about it when they were?
No. I'm assuming it came up when they were in Orlando. But yeah, so they, you know.
You're talking about it very seriously.
I think they are very serious about it.
Okay.
I think they actually want people to fight.
You know what? If it's geared, like
full
headgear, gloves and stuff, I'm in.
Yeah?
Yeah. If it's
Well, like, what about things like grappling and is any of that allowed, or is it, you know?
I don't know. See, they got to figure this out.
Yeah. See, because like I would want like grappling to be allowed because like I feel like that's, you know, that's where I would shine. You know, I got, you know, I'm quick. You know, I can, but I have way more experience on the ground. I feel like I can choke somebody out a lot easier than I could knock somebody out.
Yeah. I just can't think of anyone in parkour that I really want to hurt.
Oh, that was my next question. I was gonna say
like facial damage.
I was gonna say
stuff too right now.
I was gonna say who's, you know,
just for sport.
Who are you calling out?
Yeah. Well, I posted my stats and then Giles said he's down. But
Giles is down, really?
Yeah.
Giles, you're making a mistake.
Have you seen these? Have you seen?
He has the sharpest elbows I've ever seen in my life. Oh Jesus! I don't want to get in a fight with you.
Yeah.
Well, maybe now is the best time when your mobility is a little.
I think that was part of it. Is I posted that.
Okay.
That I'm not.
Okay,
I can
so
walk,
Giles, you want to beat up a cripple? Okay.
You sick Englishman. Anyway.
Yeah, I would volunteer to fight anybody smaller than me. What? What? You know.
That's how
Okay, so if anyone's smaller than 5'7", 140, you know, call me out.
What if it's like John Dodson?
No, he probably weighs more than me. But he also doesn't do. He does do parkour. Crap.
Yeah. See.
Okay, I will not fight John Dodson. He's the last person I want to fight. Yeah, I don't know. What?
I don't know what to say about this.
Who's smaller than me anyway in parkour?
Danny.
Oh, yeah.
Fine. Challenge made. Daniel Arroyo.
Daniel Arroyo, let's go, bro.
Let's do it.
I got your number.
All right. Rumble in Vancouver.
Yeah.
It's a terrible title. All right.
Okay, I think that's it. You're done with your bubble tea?
Done my bubble tea. What did you have?
I had taro Oreo.
I had mango coconut with coconut jelly. No tapiocas.
Okay.
All right.
Cheers.
Boom. See you later.